Greetings, programs. Welcome back to ArcNeo Reviews, finally, where I have working internet for the first time since I have moved. And unfortunately, that was a very long process to get it set up. TLDR, there were wiring problems. The guy was here for hours. And I had to dismantle most of my office due to where the wires actually enter our apartment. So I've been, scrambling, trying to clean things up as best I can, but I'm finally back, and so today we're going to do a bit of a triple feature video, actually. And here, instead of there being like an overarching theme, this video is more of a thanks to a anonymous person. They chose to be anonymous, but I contacted them about one figure that they were selling, and they ended up sending me 3 figures. So, just to say thanks, I figured, hey, I trip over my own words, and I would make a video on those guys, like, right now. So, first figure we're going to look at, and this is the one that I had actually contacted them about, we have Transformers Cybertron Scout Class Scrap Metal. And I adore this figure. This is one of those... this figure is one of the reasons that I, to this day will go on complaining about how much I miss Scout Class. Because we just got such cool figures and such weird figures in the Scout Class back in the day. So, as you can see, he turns into a walker tank thing. I'm not gonna lie, this guy actually reminds me a lot of something from BattleTech, Mech Warrior, to those who played the video games instead of the role-playing game. But really, really nice, just little bits of detail here and there. It's a little gappy due to how it transforms, but it's also tiny. Nice big clear cockpit. Head's hiding out in there. It's even not hiding when you flip him over. But yeah, really, really cool design, I think. The turret in the back here does raise and lower, as well as it's got, full rotation. This is also where the Cyberplanet key gimmick is. We'll get to that in a bit. And then each leg is on 2 ball joints. So you've got a lot of range on these things. It's just a matter of, put them in the position you need them to be. So, simultaneously, there's a lot of posability, but not a lot of posability to actually talk about. Because, they're ball joints. We know how ball joints work. They're get them in more of a angry little, low-to-the-ground walker mode. So, oh, and you can also angle these a little bit, depending on how you want. These little pieces do become the robot feet when we transform him. So, if you bend them too far, pieces flip out. You'll see that in a second. But first, Cyberplanet key gimmick. I haven't even looked online to see if this is his correct planet key. I don't care, honestly. The codes on the back don't work anymore, so unless you're just a really, really picky collector, who cares? They all fit in the same way. You've got one of them, you've got all of them. But go ahead, pop it in here, and the turret has a blade pop out. And I do really like this blade, actually. It's got a little serrated edge down there. Just some random, details, and, carved into it, make it look, more interesting than just a flat piece of plastic. I say carved, obviously, I know molded, whatever. Interesting enough, you do kind of need to leave the key in to fold it back up. Because that little orange piece you see there that's holding it in, I cannot get that to move out of the way to fold this thing back in when the key is removed. I don't know if that's just this figure being quirky or not, but yeah, I'm squeezing very hard right now, and it's not going. So put in the key, pull out the key. Anyway, let's get down to transformation on this guy. Super simple, as you'd expect from a Scout class figure. But you're just going to pull out the legs in the back, open those up, and pull out the front ones as well. There's a little tab here on each side of the cockpit that's just kind of resting in that little groove that doesn't want to focus. But you do that. Then this little piece, there is a little slot and tab right there that's going over. Bring this up. Rotate it. I want to say you rotate it this way. We'll see if I did it wrong, though, and I have to spin it back. And then, it's a little hard to show, but there's a little clip on the underside of this that these pieces will hook onto on each side. Legs out of the way. Oh, yep, I rotated it the wrong way. I already see that. I've not had this guy for long, so I do tend to get this backwards, unfortunately. So, like that. This little piece in the back just becomes a shoulder pad. Just bring the head up. Rotate the cockpit down to become the chest. Bring these legs down, peg them together, straighten them out, fold out the feet, and then come in here, rotate this piece back. It doesn't really lock in, it more just kind of sits in there, but do that. Same on the other side. And there you have scrap metal in robot mode. And I love this guy. It's very fitting that he has, a bug-like face for, having a, spider tank walker mode. Head does rotate as well. So, if you want, when you transform him, you can turn the head around to have it not be visible underneath. That's up to you. I don't have directions for this guy. Posability is basically exactly the same as it was. It's, ball joint here, ball joint there, wiggle the foot, very, very thin foot. Ball joint, lots of ball joints. And then there are these little pieces here that you can flip down, give them kind of shoulder blasters if you want. Up to you. Overall, just a really cool, really solid little figure. So, yeah, I dig this guy. On to the next one. And for the next figure, we have Crankshaft from the 2007 movie. And this thing is way cooler than it has any right to be. So, first off, the SUV mode here is actually a Cadillac Escalade, which already to me that's really cool. I can't quite get this one panel to sit flat. I will bring that up now. I think that's more me doing something wrong that I'm not noticing. It was flat when I got this guy out of the box. He's got an S7 there. I don't know what that means. Tiny Decepticon badge right there. Clear blue lights. Bunch of clear blue windows all the way around, except for those ones. But, pretty, just a solid little SUV mode. So, transforming this guy is way easier than you would expect when you hear that it's a 2007 movie figure. Go ahead, fold those panels up. I might get stuck a little bit here and there, just because I don't remember this guy the greatest. Go ahead, bring these parts up and just out of the way a little bit. They're tabbing in down here, so you're just going to get them out of the way so that you can then fold the doors back. Fold the doors back. Fold the doors, yeah. Fold the doors back on this double hinge. They'll come up, cover the wheel. Fold this piece up, pop out the head. Make sure I've got it up all the way. These come back on, I guess, a butterfly joint. to get the arms and shoulders in place. Go ahead and shift the arms over on their double hinge right there. Then just fold up the windscreen, or windshield. You can tell I listen to a lot of British stuff. Same thing over here. Then you're just going to come down here, split the legs, rotate the hood up and around, fold out the little heel spur, and put the foot in position. And there you have crankshaft. I think it was crankshaft. In robot mode. And this guy is small, but really, really good, actually. As you can see, he's got a new little Decepticon badge right there on his hip. Really, for it being one of the, generic head sculpts, I do really, really like that head design. Yeah, he's got some panels hanging off here and there, but other than the windshield panels, they all work in some way, if you ask me. The shoulder spikes from the back windshield, that's actually really cool. And, he's overall fairly clean for a movie figure. I've got to give this figure a lot of credit. Posability, the arms are on a ball joint at the shoulder. You still have access to that transformation butterfly joint if you need, which, when we get to his gimmick, being able to bring his arms in like that is actually a bonus. Full rotation there. Because of the double hinge at the elbow, you do get pretty good range. You can shift it forward and back a little. You do still only have 90 degrees, but you get the shift as well as, straightening it out and everything. It's a little stiff on mine, but that all works really well. He's got a waist swivel, another ball joint here at the hips, so he can kick out, kick forward, kick himself in the shoulder, kick back really far. Knees are a little bit hampered due to, calf kibble. Then, adjust the feet angle, heel spur comes down, and the feet are molded at that slight angle, like so many figures were back then, which, makes him stand really, really easily. This one ankle's a little loose, so I have to watch that. Again, that's a my figure issue, not a, the mold in general issue. But he still stands really well. Interesting enough, he does also have opening and closing hands, which is very strange. They're not even molded in a way where they can hold anything. But, like I mentioned very casually, he does have a little gimmick. So you pull back on these roof racks, and his fists will pop forward. And, while it is just a simple little punching gimmick, I have to give it credit for being probably the best punching gimmick I have seen a Transformer have. Simply because it's not spring-loaded, it actually works both ways, so, you can have some fun with this one, actually. So, overall, yeah, this guy, for being a movie figure, he's incredible. This is one of the, I've heard a lot of people talk about how the good movie figures were the weird little, random nobody figures they released. This guy really helps prove that point. I think he might have been in one of the, ancillary media comics or something like that. Never was in the show, the movie in any way. And he's one of the best figures they released for it. So, yeah, if you see this little guy popping around, grab him. He's good. And worth mentioning, by the way, I know that the chest does pop off. just make sure that the chest hasn't removed, though he does still look pretty cool without it. Yeah, that's just a weird thing that happens to happen. So, be aware of that. Make sure you still got the chest on. But, anyway, that is, Crankshaft. I really hope I'm remembering the name right. And on to the final figure of the box I was sent. So those first two guys we looked at, they're both pretty small. I think they were both Scout class. Because, yeah, you could actually get a figure as big as Crankcase in, Scout class back then. But, now we're going real tiny. As in, world's smallest tiny. Yeah, so here we have world's smallest Red Alert. And really quick, I do even have his, his piece of paper with that very, very awkward G1 overly foreshortened artwork there. That is the only English on the package, or on the paper. Other side's got, I'm guessing, tech specs, effectively. And inside you have his 3-step transformation and a whole bunch of stuff that I can't read, and a website address. So, there you go. But, yes, this is one of the official ones, not one of the million, bootleg ones that are popping around. As you can see, just tiny little car. These are tampograph details, not stickers, which I do really, really appreciate. Camera does not want to focus on something so tiny. Come on, there we go. Yeah, this thing's just, it's so cool for what it is. It's so tiny. Worth noting, no, the wheels do not roll. This is a slightly simplified version of the G1 mold. I know that there are a lot of knockoff ones that just are the G1 molds. This one has been simplified a little. He doesn't have the weapons and stuff that the original had, which, thank the Lord, I don't have to deal with tiny weapons like that. Transforming this guy, super quick. Let's go ahead, pull the back of the car down a little bit. Use these little tabs to eventually, come on. Eventually, feet will fold out here, but they are fighting me. There we go. Fold out his feet. Grab the arms, and you can see they're just on these pegs. Just going to pull those out to the edge right there. Then flip the hood of the car up and around, reveal the head, and fold the arms down. And there you have world's smallest Red Alert. And my word, it's so tiny. It's so tiny. And it's so cool. He does have this piece, the windshield and lights will just kind of flop around a little bit here, but, nothing too bad. Only posability is the arms. And I don't think you need posability when you're dealing with a figure that's basically the size of a Cyberplanet key. So, yeah, he's tiny, adorable. I love the heck out of him. And, yeah, you should get one of him if you can. So, once again, thank you, majorly, anonymous person who is awesome. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm trying to get back into the groove of things. Let's Play channel should be coming back soon. As well as, I can do live streams now. So, most likely my gameplay stuff, once I finish Shadow of the Colossus and Link's Awakening, will actually move over to being live stream instead of just, pre-recorded and all that. I'm going to have to do a few test things to, get that all sorted out. As well as 4th of July, I have a video recorded. I've done a special video. It's already done. And it's an hour of me burning my face off with hot sauce while trying to review random figures. So, you know, instead of 10 bots, 10 shots, I have done 10 bots, 10 hots. And I can't take credit for the name, as simple as it is. That was Zachamus Prime. Again, go check him out. I got to do a collab with him a while back on Alternator Shock Blast, Shockwave. And yeah, he's a cool guy. Go check him out. And be waiting for that video. Words. Function, please. But yeah, so you get to watch me burn my face off and start hyperventilating on hot sauce. Hooray! And with that, I will see you guys next video. Have a good day.